just had a great yoga session on deck. And it's cloudy and overcast and feels really nice out there because it's still so warm. But I don't have to get cooked by the sun, so it felt really good. Life is good. The Lagun tabletop came today, and I went to go and assemble everything because the attachment for the Ford Transit specific mount point that you can put in the passenger side in the front of the slider door, so that when you have a swivel seat, you have the table right there. It came, but I didn't realize until it got here that it needs yet another special adapter, and the out-of-the-box Lagun tabletop mount won't work. And that other adapter is like another $80, and I spent $80 on this one. Plus the table itself, plus the tabletop. So I don't want to shell that out as well. So I think we're gonna make one specific for what this needs. Yeah, we're gonna make one that is going to be the best Lagun table Ford Transit custom mount point for a Lagun table you've ever seen. It's gonna be awesome. That's the plan. But that's a tomorrow thing. That's not a tonight thing. I sleep so freaking good in this van. It's kind of ridiculous, actually. I feel like there's something about being in like a little cocoon, because I'm not a person that gets really, really good sleep, usually. Unless it's under incredibly like protected circumstances. Like I have control over the light, I have control over the sound, the control over the heat. But for some reason, I have no control, well, very little control over any of those things. I just sleep amazing in here. I sleep really good in here. So today we're gonna head to the shop and we're going to create our own custom mount for the Lagun table. One time I was in Hawaii, in Maui. This is like probably 15 years ago now. So I was much younger. And there was this guy that was, I don't know if he was like hitting on me or, because he was just not a very nice person. So maybe that was his version of like negging to, maybe that works with people. But sitting out on the lanai, and it was dark, and it was with some friends, and we'd had a couple drinks, and he comes out and he goes, "Hey, you look really good in the dark." Anyway, there's good lighting in here. I'm gonna shoot all my videos in the dark. Hello, sexy husband.
How are you?
Good.
How are you?
I'm great. Alrighty, so here's what we're working with. This is the custom bracket mount piece that I got that goes right here. And the idea is that there's a skinny little Lagun table mount that you can buy for 80 some dollars that you mount it to this thing. But we're gonna do something different. Best husband ever.
So we just took a picture of the plate that we are making with some additions. You know, so we're remaking the plate with about 2.5 inches wider.
Gritaré, gritaré fuerte, tiraré, tirarás, me has hecho explotar, gritaré, frente a frente, tiemblan al verte, agitado está, pesado con el blindaje potente, sabes que me gusta el feel, no me gusta consumir, solo mezclo cualquier beat, sobrevivir, son las reglas, me pondré hostil, ponte fuerte, tu mejor skill, soltale sin verlo venir. Siempre que caemos nos levantamos, siempre arrepentidos de nuestro pecado. Sientes que haces daño, piensas demasiado, grítalo fuerte, podemos escucharlo. Siempre que caemos nos levantamos, siempre arrepentidos de nuestro pecado. Sientes que haces daño, piensas demasiado. Gritar. Gritaré fuerte, tiraré, tirarás, me has hecho explotar, gritaré, frente a frente, tiemblan al verte, agitado está, pesado con el blindaje potente, sabes que me gusta el feel, no me gusta consumir, solo mezclo cualquier beat, sobrevivir, son las reglas, me pondré hostil, ponte fuerte, tu mejor skill, soltale sin verlo venir. Siempre que caemos nos levantamos, siempre arrepentidos de nuestro pecado. Sientes que haces daño, piensas demasiado, grítalo fuerte, podemos escucharlo. Siempre que caemos nos levantamos, siempre arrepentidos de nuestro pecado. Sientes que haces daño, piensas demasiado. Gritar. Gritaré fuerte, tiraré, tirarás, me has hecho explotar, gritaré, frente a frente, tiemblan al verte, agitado está, pesado con el blindaje potente, sabes que me gusta el feel, no me gusta consumir, solo mezclo cualquier beat, sobrevivir, son las reglas, me pondré hostil, ponte fuerte, tu mejor skill, soltale sin verlo venir. Siempre que caemos nos levantamos, siempre arrepentidos de nuestro pecado. Sientes que haces daño, piensas demasiado, grítalo fuerte, podemos escucharlo. Siempre que caemos nos levantamos, siempre arrepentidos de nuestro pecado.
We can compare them against this. See how close we got. Okay, so that one landed, this one did not. We're gonna have to shift this one down. What would you call that, like 1/4 inch or so? Like that.
Hard to tell, but yeah.
So I can do that with the good old Mark Air.
So I was thinking it might be difficult to get it like everything perfectly straight, but if it's not perfectly straight, we can nudge how it's aligned to here, right? Oh, just a tiny bit.
We could plan for that if you want. Yeah, because what you could do is, if you wanted to change the angle, you could make these holes a little bit bigger so that there's a little room for it to go that way. That's why this lower plate here is a slot and this one's a hole.
I was wondering why. Okay. So that just gives us a little bit of wiggle room.
Yeah, and the manufacturer intended that because it's a possibility that like something here sorry, here, either moves around a little bit, so to speak, like doesn't always line up perfectly, or, you know, they're just trying to give themselves a little bit of grace. One of the reasons I like working with steel is that for me it's very flexible, because okay, let's say we've gone through all the trouble and made this part, right?
Right.
And then I land the hole in the wrong spot. I would just weld it shut, sand it, and then move the hole by drilling.
Okay.
So we just figure out which one is on, you know, which one's working, and then orient relative to that. So if we land the top, we adjust the bottom. If we land the bottom, we can adjust this one.
Amazing.
And now that my aluminum welding has come along, it's the same with aluminum. So with metals, I've always got this little bit of recovery that I wouldn't have in like wood, acrylic, plastic, polymer, and so on. Or you have different ways of dealing with errors there, but with metal, it's really straightforward. There is no more hole, move the hole, drill the hole, lots of options.
Fill the hole, drill the hole.
Add and subtract material at will, you know?
Gotcha.
So this is just a nice way to template, because now we've got the data from a program that's relatively easy to use. And we're just gonna land this part by hand, so to speak, you know? So maybe I'll bump this out like a 16th here and here. And then these holes, we're just gonna drill and set by hand. For ease of assembly, what I was thinking is that we'll locate these holes by hand and then fasten a bolt, like weld a bolt to the reverse side, so that you wouldn't need to put a wrench on each side when you go to tighten it down. You just put one on the nut and then...
Gritaré fuerte, tiraré, tirarás, me has hecho explotar, gritaré, frente a frente, tiemblan al verte, agitado está, pesado con el blindaje potente, sabes que me gusta el feel, no me gusta consumir, solo mezclo cualquier beat, sobrevivir, son las reglas, me pondré hostil, ponte fuerte, tu mejor skill, soltale sin verlo venir. Siempre que caemos nos levantamos, siempre arrepentidos de nuestro pecado. Sientes que haces daño, piensas demasiado, grítalo fuerte, podemos escucharlo. Siempre que caemos nos levantamos, siempre arrepentidos de nuestro pecado. Sientes que haces daño, piensas demasiado.
Cutting apart as expected. I stretched it a little vertically so that I could get it a radius corner without losing enough material for those holes.
Heck yeah! Look at that!
So,
Amazing!
yeah. So I'll just do a quick and dirty little, well, it doesn't need much. I'm gonna just grab the dross, cut the dross off the edge, because when we go to fit it to the van, this will scratch up the paint pretty badly. poke around till I find the right size of one of these. That.
Perfect.
See, this one's led kind of a hard life. I'm trying to be careful not to let the template move around too much while I'm getting marks. And check that. Check that it's still landing where we think. I did not check the size of those bolt holes yet. Were they we're going to go maybe a little bit oversized. So, about a quarter. A little over. These are probably going to come out a little bit small. That's sort of what we want. You can check the wrong center.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And you can see that the holes line up perfectly from the template to the object, which is nice. It's kind of I just want to make sure we got this part right before the next stuff, and looks like it. There we go. Got a tiny little bit of adjustment there if we want it,
Amazing.
and then see the blue piece. So we want this to, yeah, I think that's fantastic.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah?
That's gonna be perfect.
You
Yeah.
like it?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so this part should be kind of easy.
What are you gonna do?
We're gonna locate those holes with a transfer punch, which is the thing I used a minute ago. Then we're going to drill it and then weld the bolt from the reverse side, and then cut the bolt to the correct length so that we don't have interference with your sliding component.
Amazing.
perfect. It's perfection. Oh, that's so fun. Can I do the next one?
Yep.
Oh. Babe.
You can do anything. We just might need some more gur on the drill.
Oh, to drill?
Yep, that little symbol there.
All the way to the top?
Yeah, top dead center.
Whoa.
That's your alignment mark there.
Okay.
Yep.
Whew. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna break my wrist on that thing.
that's what the clutch is for, so you can set it a little loose. But nylock have that, you know, desirable tendency to lock really hard, but because of that, they're a little stubborn, right?
It's fun.
Yeah. Perfect.
Amazing. Is it clear the...
Not quite.
Not
Like
quite?
these are gonna have trouble clearing, these first two.
Okay.
So we got two options. I could try to bend the entire thing out a couple degrees, or we'd take this bolt, cut it, remove the nylock, cut it flush, and then I'll just weld this bolt in as a fastener.
I like the idea of bending it out a couple degrees.
Yeah, we can try it. Yeah, we can do that. So from the top plane like this, we're curling this way a few degrees. About
Okay,
like that.
we're coming in. Wow. Can I try that one?
Yeah, I'm gonna tighten this up a little bit. It was wobbling. You got
Thank
it.
you.
Not too bad, you know?
Oh my gosh, amazing.
So close, babe.
So close.
So close.
Love you.
When you drive into a particle board, you want to be kind of gentle because you want to sink the threads, but then not over torque so it rips out all the material. So that's a good moment to turn the clutch down on your machine. When you were setting it against that nylock, you had it set to drill so that you
Yeah.
could get enough torque to finish it off, to push against the resistance. But here we actually want to be kind of gentle, and so we're going to run with less torque so that once this is seated, it'll stay seated.
Because we don't want to push against the resistance. We are the resistance.
Yeah, we're just trying to make sure that once the the screw is set, that it doesn't strip out all the material that's anchoring it in place.
Right, that makes sense.
And it's real easy to do on this type of wood.
When you're drilling the pilot hole, how do you know how far to go without like going all the way through?
Just being careful. I'm just going like a 1/4 inch down, which is probably roughly 1/3 for the material. When they're really smart, they give you extra screws because they know that you're going to drop and lose at least one.
Yeah. They did not in this scenario.
Well, they must have a lot of faith in you.
They have a lot of faith in you.
If you don't pilot for a screw, oftentimes it'll just kind of go wrong in an application like this. It won't land right, or especially when you're going through melamine, which is this surface, kick out at an angle or just do something weird.
Looky, looky. Oh my goodness. We have a table. Oh. Perfect. Bazinga. Oh, let's pop it back up. Like this way.
Okay, that was what we had. Yeah. So
Amazing.
that lands where you need it.
That's gonna be perfect. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Awesome.
If you want, I think that we could flip this to the outside, and then you'd be able to swing it in closer to you if you want, or you could bring the chair forward a little bit more.
Oh yeah, I can always move the chair too.
Try moving the chair forward a little.
Yay! Look.
We are installed.